Smooth 98.1, here we are for our Monday morning. This is Business Express on Smooth Breakfast. I'm Sope Martins, and I've got Rotus in, and we're going to be talking about Twitter and Elon Musk and other things as well. Good morning, Rotus. How are you? How was your weekend? What's going on?
Hey, I'm fine. Thank you, Sope. Good to be with you and all our viewers and listeners to kick off another week.
Yes, Rotus, and this is the week where we're getting the spirit of Christmas because, well, actually, we should probably be talking about that on Business Express. Are we losing money during the Christmas period? But no, let's keep the conversation to the things for today. So make sure you join us up on WhatsApp on 0809 444 981. You can also go over to Twitter using the hashtag Business Express 981, and you can find us up on our YouTube channel. We are youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos, and you can join this conversation on YouTube using the live chat. So before we get to anything about Twitter, let's talk that World Cup. And how it pertains to Nigeria, who did not even qualify. So I'd like to see how you're going to finesse this.
Yeah, it's from an organizational perspective. So Qatar spent about $200 billion putting this together. And what's really notable is Qatar's oil revenues this year. In the first half of this year, Qatar had oil revenues of, I think, $32 billion, which was 67% higher than their revenues for the first half of last year. And the revenues were up 67% because they were able to reap rewards from higher oil and gas prices thanks to the war in Ukraine. So they are also in the third quarter of this year, Qatar had a budget surplus of about $8 billion, which was due to oil prices. And Qatar's revenue, 93, just like Nigeria, 93%, or rather that's foreign exchange. For Qatar, 93% of their revenues are from oil and gas. So it's just another reminder
that we're doing something wrong. We're doing something very, very wrong.
Very wrong indeed. In that, while our peers, and in fact, they're not even our peers, there's only 3 million people in that country. It's a $179 billion economy. So their per capita GDP is about $50-something thousand. So they're incredibly wealthy, right? And all the money they spent is from oil revenues. It's just a reminder. Look at Saudi Arabia wants to build some technology city or something like that. All the money they're using to do that is from oil revenues. It is scandalous that Nigeria, despite the fact that oil prices were at record highs this year, Nigeria was not able to reap the benefits of that. And we have so many plans, so many things we want to do, lifting people out of poverty, improving infrastructure. We were not able. So this World Cup is just a reminder that for countries that want to diversify away from oil and gas, you still need the oil revenues to be able to give you the funds to diversify again away from that same oil and gas. And if you want to anything, I can't remember what was the last time. I think we jointly hosted the African Nations Cup with Cameroon back in 2000. That was over 2 decades ago. But you need to be able to take advantage of these revenues. And unfortunately, because of oil theft, because of aging infrastructure, because of all these things, that's just the point I wanted to make on the Qatar lessons for Nigeria. It was just a shame that we have not been able to take advantage of our higher oil prices this year.
Well, Rotus, now I'm sad when I think about the World Cup.
Oh yeah, by the way, just for the thought, I'm a Manchester United fan and a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan. I've argued that he's the GOAT, but Messi has put that to bed now. That's no longer an argument, so nobody should that's done. That's over.
Rotus, Rotus, thank you. I like some. You can be a Ronaldo fan. Nobody's gonna stop you, but stop trying to make black white. All right. Thank you, Rotus, for that.
That's over.
Okay, so moving on now. So Twitter, right? Let's talk about
Yes.
Twitter, who put out this new policy while everybody was focused on the football. They were focused on getting rid of accounts that kept linking to other sites such as Instagram, Facebook, all of that.
Yeah, if you think about artisans and SMEs that set up links on Twitter in order to sell their goods and services, sometimes they will link to another site, like this is our Facebook page or this is our Instagram page and so on and so forth. And now they're saying that if you set up an account specifically for that, you are not going to be able to, they're going to remove that link. And it's caused a bit of a stir because I mean who does that, right? And you would expect that your Facebooks and Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company, and so Meta, but yeah, there would be, I think Mastodon is there, Truth Social, other things. There might be retaliation from those other sites. I think it points to the fact that, I think there's a revenue challenge at Twitter, and they're looking for everywhere possible that they can make more money, because they're essentially saying that you have to pay to be able to promote other links to those other sites. And so that could,
and Linktree is gone as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is going to impact a small business owner that relies on Twitter and Twitter is a platform where you use to promote everything else, right? And you can, even on people's bios, on their bio, you'll say my Twitter is this, my Facebook is that, my Instagram is that. So, it's challenging. But Mr. Musk has another poll that is put out. I think people are still voting in that poll, where he's asked people if he should step down. Before I went to bed, 58% of people said yes, he should step down as CEO. I think he's using that as an out, because just as a backup, he said polls are for the people speak and he listens. When he wanted to reinstate Donald Trump's account, he used the poll. Majority said yes, reinstate the account, although Trump said he's not using it. I think he's contractually obligated to use Truth Social. Yeah. Then he banned journalists. He banned the number of journalists claiming that they were doxing him, showing his location or whatever. But then he now used the poll. Right. He used the poll asking if he should reinstate them. The poll said yes. He now said, no, let me do another poll. There are too many options. But then he came back, he did another poll, and he reinstated them. So this one now, whether he should start, I haven't checked. I'll go back and check the results. But last I checked, people said yes, he should step down, because Tesla stock has been battered this year, because Tesla shareholders feel like he's been distracted by Twitter. Even me, if Tesla stock, I think it's around $150 per share now. This was a $600-700 stock before. Although I think they did a stock split. But either way, if it falls to $100, I might be tempted to even buy, because it might rebound. But and also, he kind of said earlier that he could possibly step down. I think he mentioned this. I think he's just using this as an out.
He was going to step down.
Right.
That he would only be CEO for the time being. Then after a while, after a period, he would step down. So I don't understand what this poll is about.
Exactly.
Step down if you want to step down, mister.
And he was at the World Cup. He did go to Qatar, and he's been promoting, and I did use Twitter to follow it for a period of time while I was out. So but the main thing here is that that ban on third-party links to Facebook, Instagram, to other sites, that is theoretically going to affect, if you sell stuff on Twitter, that is going to impact you. So it's another weird decision that's going to, possibly cause some more problems. We'll just see how this week plays out with respect to that.
All right, so Benga Akamu says it's better for the world. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Let me go back a message. What history has taught us is our leaders will learn nothing from how Qatar has managed its oil wealth to host the world to a spectacle, as long as the government is unwilling to tackle the cats behind the rots in the oil industry. He goes on to say, it's better for the world if Elon Musk leaves Twitter. The whole world will be safer if he does. The baggage he carries, his 2 planes cannot contain it. Says
Good point.
And this one with, hold on. Okay, this one with from Gilbert Musa from First Access. Nigeria and Ghana jointly hosted the 2000 African Nations Cup. It was with Ghana.
Ghana, not Cameroon. Okay, thanks. It was okay.
Ogeno
Okay.
Chuko says, wow, making good use of natural resources is a lesson for the sleeping giants of Africa.
It is, and I mean, I don't know. With the new leadership coming into office next year, I don't know how they're going to put this together. They're just lessons everywhere, very quickly, very quickly.
Dubai came to us for a loan. Now
Yeah,
we're watching them fly. In fact, we're not on that
exactly.
level. It's all right.
Um, what's
What were
his
you
name?
gonna say?
Yeah, real quick. The president of Kenya. Kenya is facing, I
Oh,
think
William
Fitch just,
Ruto.
yeah, Ruto. They were downgraded by Fitch recently, and he just came out with this aggressive plan to raise revenues for Kenya. And one of the things he mentioned is that he's going to remove subsidies. He's going to remove, fuel and food subsidies in order to try to reduce the liabilities on Kenya to raise money. So I just saw that. I should have added it to our list of discussion. But everywhere you go, you're just left and right. You're just seeing one lesson after another for Nigeria. Our subsidy issue is still something there's still fuel queues. It took me an hour on Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night, just to go from Ikoyi to the second roundabout Lekki and come back. I wanted to go and exercise. I couldn't because the traffic where the Pinnacle fuel station is was so bad that I couldn't get in there. So on top of the DSS 48 hours protocol, 48-hour deadline and all that stuff, as we speak, there's still fuel queues. So it's just, and this is leading, the NNPC said that by Christmas, this will be over, and it's not yet over. So,
It's not yet Christmas. I think what they meant was by 11:59 on the 24th of December, you're going to miraculously see those queues disappear because everybody will be at home in the village.
Oh,
I think
God.
is what they're counting on, Rotus. I don't know.
I'm tired. Oh, I'm just tired, Sope. It's
all right. It's okay. It's Rotus. See, Business Express at this point, I am gonna be the Energizer Bunny because I refuse to go into Christmas with any sorts of Nigeria have holding me down feelings. Remember, the queues will be down because people will be out. Go and buy your petrol on Christmas Day. Okay, Rotus, it's been an interesting one. And I shall see you again tomorrow at 6:30 for another Business Express. So then find him up on Twitter, find him up on Instagram, find him as long as he's not posting to Instagram.
Exactly.
You'll be able to find him at Rotan Quote. That's where you find him. Till tomorrow.